everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought it would be really fun to do this video that I've seen a couple of people do, such as my friend Donna, who I just did a collab with. I will list her channel and video down below. You guys have to go check her out. But anyway, she did this video where she explained to you guys the brands that she wanted to try in 2021. So I wanted to do the same thing. I feel like that's a really cool video to get a grasp on, like, what I want to try and how I can, like, narrow down my purchases for next year, because I'm going to be really picky with my purchases next year. Well, I hope so. I really want to, go through my collection, maybe declutter a little bit, not an overwhelming amount, but just make sure I have what I really love in my collection. So without further ado, if you want to know the brands that I want to try in 2021, I was going to say 2013, then just keep watching. The first one that's kind of been pulling me in a lot lately is Give Me Glow Cosmetics. Now, I did try them, I want to say, last year or the year before that, around the winter time as well, fall winter I should say, and I tried it like a fall lip set, and I really did like those for a long time. But I just really don't wear liquid lips as much as I did, so I ended up decluttering those. But the ones that I really want to try is the eyeshadow formula. Oh, the eyeshadow formula looks insane. They just came out with that Christmas kit and Christmas collection, I guess it's called. You get the palette and 4 of their lip products, which the lip products look amazing. It's $70, and I was gonna buy it, and then I was like, I just bought a lot of new makeup, and so I passed on it. But that would have been a really cool thing to try. I'm all about festive makeup and all that. You guys should know that by now. But yeah, I would really like to try their eyeshadow formula. Tara Baby, I believe her name is. Tara Babs, I can't remember. She said that the matte formula is a little bit hard to blend, but I know that the shimmer formula is impeccable. So the matte formula is kind of making me hesitant. So there would have to be a really beautiful palette that really screamed my name in order for me to try it, because it's a small brand, so I'm not sure how returns would go. But yeah, I would really want to try from their brand. I feel like they do have a lot. They also have some highlighters that look really nice. So that brand is definitely on my radar for sure. Next up is interesting. Next up is Violet Voss. And you guys know I tried the Like a Boss palette. And I still to this day, I regret decluttering that. That was such a dumb move on me. I know why I did, and it does make sense in my head, but I was just I really did like that formula. I feel like that formula was very similar to Natasha Denona. That may be a stretch to some of you, but I feel like it was kind of in that same ballpark. The mattes were just so buttery and smooth. The shimmers were not as creamy, but they were very pigmented and so nice. So for me to remember that still to this day, that's a little signal in my head, I should really try that brand again. And maybe I would consider buying Like a Boss again, but the more I look at that palette, the more I'm it doesn't have that much variety to it. I did love the looks that I created, but I felt like I could do that with any of my palettes that I have in my collection. So, but Violet Voss is definitely on my radar. If they come out with another big, what do you call it? They have a lot of shadows in one palette, maybe 30 or so shadows, those bigger palettes I would consider buying. Although they do have the little cute minis, but I heard that those were not as good, so I'm keeping them on my radar. I want them to come out with something maybe pinky purple, because y'all know those are my colors, or even the greens, but the greens were in the Like a Boss palette. So anyway, that is definitely a brand that I still want to keep on my radar, and I would be interested in trying again for sure. Next brand is Cleonde. I don't know how to say it. It's the one with the shifty eyeshadows that everybody is going crazy for, but their website has been shut down for a majority of the year. I would say they've been trying to get product out to all their customers, which I think is really great. But I would really want to try a few of their shadows. It's just they're so expensive and I haven't bit the bullet, because I know also that like I'm not one to reach into a Z palette as opposed to a curated eyeshadow palette. I did use my Cindy Grace shadows today and I really like this look, and it was really fun to dip into a lot of different things, but I want my makeup routine to be a little simple in the morning, and I feel like if I dip into all these colors, it's a lot. And those colors, they're very, very pretty. I just don't know if I would be able to create looks with them because they're so shifty that it might be hard to like pair with colors. So I'm very like hesitant. And one day I bet that brand is going to be in Ulta or Sephora. They should probably go into Sephora because they're more on the higher end. But yeah, and once that happens, I would probably, you know, try some out then. But for now, I am good. But that brand is definitely on my radar. It's also very hard to shop that brand just because like there's so many eyeshadows and so many of them are multi-chromes, obviously. So yeah, that's my little thing on those. But I definitely want to try that brand eventually. Maybe in 2021 I will be able to. We will see. Next up is the brand Nabla. Now, I have tried a highlighter from them and I really like that highlighter. I want to try more wearable highlighters from them because the one that I have is not an everyday shade. So, but it's not like a crazy duochrome shade either. It's just not an easily wearable shade. Yeah, so I want to try another one of their highlighters, like maybe a champagne color from them, and then definitely their eyeshadows. I'm dying to try some of those 6pan little cutie palettes. I don't know what they're called, but they look so nice and everybody raves about them. Like, I also want to try their bronzers. I don't know, they just have such a nice brand. I'm not sure their price points on anything, so I would have to do some research, but maybe in 2021 I will buy an eyeshadow palette from Nabla. I don't really have anyone in particular, but we shall see what happens with that in 2021. I have been intrigued by the Lorac brand because they had like the Mega Pro palettes for a while and they didn't do anything, I want to say, for like this whole year. I want to say like in the last like 3 months or so they came out with a lot of new eyeshadow palettes, which they all look the same, honestly. But I would be curious to try one of the smaller ones to see how that formula is. And also, I really want to try that foundation. I think it's a soft focus foundation, but it looks really nice and I love trying new foundations, so I may have to try that. Lorac is like a reasonably priced brand for a high-end makeup brand, so I would definitely keep them on my radar for sure. Lorac is one of my oldest brands that I've loved. I've had the Mega Pro, I've had the Lorac Pro 1, like the original. I've hit pan on all those, so like it's really exciting that like, I don't know, like they're just on my radar. I would definitely want to see what they come out with next year if I wanted to dabble in anything else in that brand. Next up is Kylie Cosmetics. And I feel like this brand is really random. I know that this brand is made in the same lab as ColourPop Cosmetics, so I'm a little worried that like it's the same product just repackaged. But her collections have been stuff that like I've wanted. Like I feel like the past 3 or 4 collections, like starting with the Sailor collection, I thought that was so well done, and then everything else after that, like the Grinch collection was so freaking cute. It's just those collections are so hard to get my hands on, so I'm not sure, but I would really be curious in trying out her formula again because I did have a Kai Shadow, I think that's what they were called, eyeshadow palette way back when. I would really be interested in trying out her eyeshadow formula again, just because I really haven't heard anybody talk about it. I know like her blushes are really good, but anything else, and her lip products, but anything else I haven't really like heard reviews of, especially her eyeshadow palettes, and I would be really interested in those. So, and her collections just keep me interested. That's the coolest thing I think for a brand to do. I'm not really like attached to Kylie or in any way, but I do think what she's doing in the makeup world is cool. Kind of like Selena Gomez. I feel like those two celebrities know makeup really well, and it's fun to see what they do. Next up is an interesting one, and it is Kylie Cosmetics. So I really wanted to try an eyeshadow palette from NARS. They keep coming out with these like really cool 6 pans and then I think 10 pans, and I would definitely be interested in trying that formula. I have no idea any like basis to go off of, but like some of their color stories are very intriguing me. And the outer packaging as well. I just like can't bite the bullet for NARS sometimes. I did this year try the NARS Laguna bronzer, and I love it. I wear it like almost every day I can. I'm not wearing it today, of course. So I would really want to try some NARS eyeshadow. I just think that would be something really cool, really special to have, especially in some of their limited edition packaging. That would be really fun. So anyways, that is like the end of this video. I feel like I have some good brands that I want to keep on my radar, so hopefully I can like reference this video like mid-year and see how I'm doing. And also this would be a good thing for me because I need to be focused on spending less money on makeup. So I feel like having a list like this would probably be really helpful. I'm also going to be doing some project planning next year. So definitely stay tuned, subscribe, and let me know what brands are on your radar. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone!